today the class is going to be on Esau. Who is Esau? There's a lot of philosophies out there about who Esau is. Some say that they're the Jewish people are Esau, and not all Caucasians are Esau. Some say that the black people are Esau. There's all kind of philosophies out there of who Esau is. So we're going to go through and break down who Esau is, where there's no mistake that of who Esau is. And anyone tell you anything different is either because they may love a particular nation or something like that, and they don't want to be that because they know that that particular nation is the only nation in the Bible that's going to be totally destroyed and wiped off the planet. So because they know that, no one wants to be Esau. But we're going to see who Esau is. We're going to start with Genesis 25 and 19. And we're going to move fast.
Genesis chapter 25, verse 19. And these are the generations of Isaac, Abraham's son. Abraham begot Isaac. And Isaac was 40 years old when he took Rebekah to wife, the daughter of Bethuel, the Syrian, of Padanaram, the sister of Laban, the Syrian. And Isaac entreated the Lord for his wife, because she was barren. And the Lord was entreated of him. And Rebekah his wife conceived.
Okay, so Isaac and his wife, they couldn't have children. And he went to the Lord, and she conceived a child. Go ahead.
Verse 22. And the children struggled together within her. And she said, if it be so, why am I thus? And she went to inquire of the Lord.
So she wanted to know why, this comes from the Lord, why are the two twins in there fighting each other? This is supposed to come from the Lord. It should be peace. Go ahead.
And the Lord said unto her, 2 nations are in thy womb.
So the Lord said 2 nations are in your womb. It didn't say 2 kids. It said 2 nations, because out of those 2 children, those twins, they were going to become 2 different nations were going to come from that same womb. Go ahead.
And 2 manner of people shall be separated from thy bowels.
And 2 manner of people, they mean that they're not going to be alike. They're going to have totally different mannerisms. They're going to like different things. One is going to like to swim with alligators. They're going to like to be out in the woods for weeks in at a time, sleeping in Eskimo stuff and building teepees and staying out there for weeks in and weeks out, killing animals out there in the woods. One is not going to like all that. They just want to chill around the house or be near the home. Go ahead.
And the one people shall be stronger than the other people, and the elders shall serve the younger.
It says the elder is going to end up serving the younger. Okay, so the first one that come out will be the elder, and the second one that come out will be the younger, and that elder is going to eventually serve that younger one nation that come out. Okay, of the second person. Go ahead.
And when her days to be delivered were fulfilled, behold, there were twins in her womb.
So there were twins, as we said. Go ahead.
And the first came out red, all over like a hairy garment.
So they're giving you a description of the first one that came out, the firstborn. They said he's red and he's hairy, all over like a hairy garment. When you look through history and you try to figure out who's both red and hairy, you're only going to get one particular group, and that's going to be the Caucasians. They're red, that's why you call them rednecks. That's why if you slap them on the back of the neck, they turn red. Because they are Esau, okay? And they are hairy. Hair all on their back, on their chest, coming up their neck. They're very hairy. That's where you get cavemen from, okay? So the first came out red. It's not no Indians, because some people try to say the Indians are red. They call them redskins. They're not red. They were brown. And they were slick. They weren't hairy. So it couldn't be them. Whoever this Esau is had to be red and hairy. And this is going to give you other symbols. Go ahead.
And they called his name Esau. And after that came his brother out.
It says his brother came out afterwards. And they didn't describe his brother because he looked like everyone else on the planet. He was a brown skin or dark skin, just like everyone on the planet. Esau was the first what we call Caucasian man. Go ahead. That's why they described him.
And his hand took hold on Esau's heel. And his name was called Jacob.
So his name was Jacob. So one nation came from Esau. They called the Edomites. Or today we'll call them the Caucasians. The other one is Jacob that came out. He's the father of the 12 tribes of Israel. That would be the Black, Hispanic, and Native Americans. Go ahead.
And Isaac was 80 years old when she bare him. And the boys grew. And Esau was a cunning hunter.
So now they're increasing time. This is later on. It says the boys grew. And Esau was a cunning hunter. If you will find, this is one of the characteristics of Caucasians. They love to be out there and hunt, kill all the animals, stay out in the woods for weeks in, drive the big trucks with the big wheels on there out in the woods. We may hunt, but we don't do it like they do it. When deer season and all the seasons come, you see their trucks all on the side of the road, ready to go hunt. See, that's a characteristic of Esau. Go ahead.
A man of the field, and Jacob was a plain man dwelling in tents.
See, Jacob was a plain man. You tell him, hey, let's go out and climb Mount Everest. They're like, man, I ain't doing all that. But Esau will. Hey, let's go to the ocean. I had somebody I know. He swims. I mean, he swims with alligators. He's like, yeah. Well, me and my son, when we out there in Florida, you know, there's alligators. They don't bother you. There's a better chance of you getting in the car wrecked and getting the alligator eating you. I'm like, you know, there's alligators in the water, and you will go swim. Yeah. What's two manner of people will be separated. One says, if I know there's alligators in the water. When you go in the ocean, there's sharks in the ocean. You're going to the ocean? Yeah, I'll go in the ocean before I'm going to go into infested with alligators. But to him, it's normal. You know? Go ahead.
Verse 28. And Isaac loved Esau because he did eat of his venison, but Rebekah loved Jacob.
So the father loved Esau because he would always go out there and hunt and bring him deer meat or venison. But the mom loved Jacob. Go ahead.
Verse 29. And Jacob sod pottage, and Esau came from the field, and he was faint.
So Jacob was making food. He was making some pottage, and Esau came from the field, and he was faint, meaning weak, because he'd been out there for a long time hunting, like they do. And he hadn't eaten. Go ahead.
And Esau said to Jacob, feed me, I pray thee, with the same red pottage, for I am faint. Therefore was his name called Edom.
His name was called Edom, which means red. He loved because he wanted that red pottage. He wanted that uncooked food. He was making food. It was red meat. It wasn't fully cooked. He wanted to eat it. Who's known for eating red meat with blood coming all out of it? Esau, or the Caucasian man. They don't like their food well done. They don't like their food medium well. They like it rare or medium rare or whatever. They want to see some blood coming out. They say it tastes better. Black people see blood and we're like, you need to put that back into the stove. So it's different. Two manner of people. This right here alone should tell you who Esau is. But some people need more, so we're going to continue. And they call this name Edom. Go ahead.
And Jacob said, sell me this day thy birthright.
So you know how how Black, Hispanic, and Native Americans, we want something from the deal. He said, hey, you want this food? Give me your birthright. Because he was the firstborn. And the firstborn get the birthright. So he's being slick. He said, hey, sell me your birthright, and I'll give you this food. Go ahead.
And Esau said, behold, I am at a point to die, and what profit shall this birthright do to me?
What profit is this birthright if I'm dead? So I'm faint, I'm about to die. What am I going to do with this birthright if I'm dead? So yeah, I'll give you my birthright. Go ahead.
And Jacob said, swear to me this day. And he sware unto him, and he sold his birthright unto Jacob. Then Jacob gave Esau bread and pottage of lentils, and he did eat and drink, and rose up and went his way. Thus Esau despised his birthright.
Right, it said he despised his birthright because he gave it away. Jacob supplanted Esau and became the one that would get the birthright. Okay, because you got some people that say, well, he stole it. He didn't steal it. He gave it to him. Okay, he gave him the birthright. Let's go to Hebrews 12, verse 16 and 17.
Hebrews chapter 12, verse 16. Lest there be any fornicator or profane person as Esau, for who one morsel of meat sold his birthright.
Right, he sold his birthright. It says, lest there be any fornicator, meaning there's no one more wicked than Esau. That's going to give you another sign of who Esau is. Who's the most wicked person on the planet? Who can hang you and then go to church? Who can kill you in the street and then say it's your fault. You can do that, except the Caucasian man, Esau, who go all around the world killing people for their gold, their oil, for everything. And if you won't do what they tell you to do, they'll slap on some whatever, so you can't buy from them. Sanctions on you and different things, so you can't buy and purchase, and so your people go into where they're hungry and they apartheid and everything. So hey, you either gonna do what we say do, or we're gonna put an embargo on you. We're not gonna let you use the dollar bill. Who does that? They don't care. That's why there's none like him. Go ahead.
For ye know how that afterward, when he would have inherited the blessing, he was rejected, for he found no place of repentance, though he sought it carefully with tears.
Right. He said he was rejected. That's why Esau is the one that will be destroyed. That's the one nation that's going to be destroyed. He was rejected. It doesn't matter if they cry. Oh, we're sorry. We accept the Most High and all that. They cannot accept the Most High. They have been rejected. It doesn't matter if they come with tears and crying. And they are all bad people. After the millennium, they're going to be wiped off the planet. And that's just what's going to happen, because thus saith the Lord. Some people may not like it, but that's what the scriptures tell you. There will be none remaining from the mount of Esau, for the Lord has spoken. So whoever these Edomites are, they're not making it into the kingdom. Go ahead, and we're going to Malachi 1.
Malachi chapter 1, verse 1. The burden of the word of the Lord to Israel by Malachi. I have loved you, saith the Lord. Yet ye say, wherein hast thou loved us? Was not Esau Jacob's brother, saith the Lord? Yet I loved Jacob, and I hated Esau, and laid his mountains and his heritage waste for the dragons of the wilderness. Whereas Edom saith, we are impoverished, but we will return and build the desolate places. Thus saith the Lord of hosts, they shall build, but I will throw down.
Right. So the Most High has told you, I love Jacob and I hate Esau. People will say, well, I don't like that. Why would God hate? God can choose to hate who he chooses to hate. He can love who he chooses to love. Just because he created everybody doesn't matter. He can still hate something he created. He created it for a purpose. Yeah, he created it for a purpose. When you make a game, don't you make the bad guys in the game, the good guys in the game? Why you made them if you're going to make sure the good guys always win? Most High worked the same way. Yeah, he created the whole field, and he said, "These are the one I hate, and I'm gonna maneuver everything on the plate that in the end they're gonna be destroyed." Start on with 4.
Malachi chapter 1, verse 4. Whereas Edom saith, we are impoverished, and we will return and build the desolate places. Thus saith the Lord of hosts, they shall build, but I will throw down. And they shall call them the border of wickedness, and the people against whom the Lord hath indignation forever.
God has hatred toward the Edomites forever. So they cannot. You think somebody God hate forever is making it into the kingdom? Everybody that's trying to get the Edomites into the kingdom, and they can accept Christ and stuff. God already told you, I have hatred toward them forever. Forever is forever. You think I'm gonna let somebody in my house that I hate forever? That's just because you love Esau so much, you just can't see your life without Esau. He said, they were impoverished when? When they were in the Caucasus Mountains, in Mount Seir. That's when they were impoverished. Eating juniper roots in the cliffs of the rocks. People didn't want to even deal with them. They smelled. They ran them in the hills and made them stay up there because they were base people, the scriptures say. They were base men. That's where you get when in the movies like what's the one cavemen. That's where those cavemen come from. It wasn't Israelite cavemen. Cavemen were them. They were cavemen at one time. They lived in high places in the Mount Seir. That's the place that God gave them to stay. Go ahead.
Verse 5, and your eyes shall see, and ye shall say, the Lord will be magnified from the border of Israel.
Right. It's always going to be about Israel. Let's go to 2 Ezra 6, verse 7.
2nd Esdras, chapter 6, verse 7. Then answered I and said, what shall be the parting asunder of the times?
So Esdras wanted to know, how would I know when the end of this world is going to be? I want to know. Can you tell me, Most High, when will this world end? Go ahead.
Or when shall be the end of the first?
When shall be the end of the first, being this particular period of time after Christ died? The latter days. When will be the end of these days, when Christ will return for the Israelites? When it will be the end of this time, the first. Go ahead.
And the beginning of it that followeth.
And the beginning of the new kingdom, when we're ruling. When is this going to be? Go ahead.
And he said unto me, from Abraham unto Isaac, when Jacob and Esau were born of him. Jacob's hand held first the heel of Esau. For Esau is the end of the world.
For Esau is the end of this first world that we're in right now. Who's ruling the world right now? The Caucasian man. Who own the bank systems? Who are the ones that put the image of Christ all throughout the world? Do you see a Chinese image of Christ? Do you see an African image of Christ? Do you see an Indian image of Christ? Because none of them are ruling. The one that's ruling can put their image and go in any country and you don't see this image of Christ because they rule the world. This should give you the answer right now on who Esau is. It's the end of the first world. Go ahead.
Yeah, and Jacob is the beginning of it that followeth.
Right. Jacob, the Israelites, are the beginning of it that follows. So when Jacob took hold of Esau's foot, it showed you the transition of going from Esau ruling to the Israelites ruling. That's what it's showing you by him holding the heel of Esau's foot. That first one came out, and he held and said the next one to come out, that's going to be the new world. Go ahead. 10.
Verse 10. The hand of man is betwixt the heel and the other in the hand. Other question, Esdras, ask thou not.
Go to Genesis 27. Start at 1.
Genesis chapter 27, verse 1. And it came to pass that when Isaac was old, and his eyes were dim, so that he could not see, he called Esau his eldest son, and said unto him, my son. And he said unto him, behold, here am I. And he said, behold now, I am old, I know not the day of my death. Now therefore take, I pray thee, thy weapons, thy quiver, and thy bow, and go out to the field, and take me some venison.
So he wanted Esau to go out there and get some venison. He was close to death. He's older. Go ahead.
And make me some savory meat, such as I love, and bring it to me, that I may eat, and that my soul may bless thee before I die.
Right, he wanted to bless him, give him the blessing before he passed away. Go ahead.
And Rebekah heard when Isaac spake to Esau his son, and Esau went to the field to hunt for venison.
So his mom heard the conversation that he had with Esau, the father had with Esau, her husband. Go ahead.
And to bring it. And Rebekah spake unto Jacob her son, saying, behold, I heard thy father speak unto Esau thy brother, saying, bring me venison, and make me savory meat, that I may eat, and bless thee before the Lord before my death.
Remember that Rebekah loved Jacob, so that's why she's trying to let him know what's going on. Go ahead.
Now therefore, my son, obey my voice, according to that which I command thee. Go now to the flock, and fetch me from then 2 good kids of the goats, and I will make them savory meat for thy father, such as he loveth, that thou shalt bring it to thy father, that he may eat, that he may bless thee before his death. And Jacob said to Rebekah his mother, behold, Esau my brother is a hairy man, and I am a smooth man.
See, he said his brother is a hairy man. So this is not some philosophical hairy meaning this. No, it's real hair. Because you get some Israelites to say that it's not really talking about hairy man in the sense of being hairy. They're just talking about some other way. You know how everybody want to make up what things mean. He said he's hairy. I'm smooth. Black Israelites are smooth. Caucasians are very hairy, all on it, coming out their arms, off their arms, and around the neck and collar, and all the way up here, and all here and everywhere. The back of the neck coming all the way down. That is why we know that Esau is the Caucasian man. Go ahead.
Verse 12. My father, peradventure, will fill me, and I shall seem to him as a deceiver, and I shall bring a curse upon me and not a blessing.
Right, I will bring a curse because I'm here lying to my father, saying that I'm Esau, and when I'm really not. And that's going to curse me. Go ahead.
And his mother said unto him, Upon me be thy curse, my son.
In other words, the curse will come on me. Go ahead and do what I said. The curse will not be on you, son. I'm going to take the curse for you. Go ahead.
Only obey my voice and go fetch me them.
Obey thy mother and thy father. Okay? Go ahead.
And he went and fetched and brought them to his mother. And his mother made savory meat, such as his father loved. And Rebekah took goodly raiment of her eldest son Esau, which were with her in the house, and put them upon Jacob her younger son. And she put the skins of the kids of the goats upon his hands, and upon the smooth of his neck. And she gave the savory meat and the bread which she had prepared into the hand of her son Jacob. And he came unto his father and said, My father. And he said, Here am I. Who art thou, my son? And Jacob said unto his father, I am Esau, thy firstborn. I have done according as thou badest me. Arise, I pray thee, sit and eat of thy venison, and thy soul may bless me. And Isaac said unto his son, How is it thou hast found it so quickly, my son? And he said, Because the Lord thy God brought it to me. And Isaac said unto Jacob, Come near, I pray thee, that I may feel thee, my son, whether thou be my very son Esau or not. And Jacob went near unto Isaac his father, and he felt him, and said, The voice is Jacob's voice, but the hands are the hands of Esau. And he discerned him not, because his hands were hairy.
See? His hands were hairy. Go ahead.
As his brother Esau's hands. So he blessed him. And he said, Art thou my very son Esau? And he said, I am. And he said, Bring it near to me, and I will eat of my son's venison, that my soul may bless thee. And he brought it near to him, and he did eat. And he brought him wine, and he drank. And his father Isaac said unto him, Come near now, and kiss me, my son. And he came near and kissed him. And he smelt the smell of his raiment, and blessed him, and said, See, the smell of my son is the smell of the field, which the Lord hath blessed. Therefore God give thee of the dew of heaven, and the fatness of the earth, and plenty of corn and wine.
Right, so to the Israelites, in the end, he said, you're going to have the dew of the heavens, meaning you're going to live in the best places on earth. You're going to get the kingdom. The dew of heaven, everywhere, the whole planet is going to belong to you. Okay? The fatness of the earth, the best of the earth. That's the blessing that came on us as Israelites. You may not see it now because you're in the first world, but the world that follows where you will see it. If you have faith and you believe, and you don't quit and give up the ghost before your last breath. Go ahead.
Verse 29. Let people serve thee, and nations bow down to thee. Be Lord over thy brethren, and let thy mother's sons bow down to thee. Cursed be everyone that curseth thee, and blessed be he that blessed thee.
Right. So he said every nation will bow to you, and everybody that curse you will be cursed. See, that's the blessing that came upon us. Okay, go ahead.
And it came to pass, as soon as Isaac had made an end of blessing Jacob, and Jacob was yet scarce gone out from the presence of Isaac his father, that Esau his brother came in from his hunting.
Right, came in from his hunting. Like I said, Caucasians love to hunt. They're red and they're hairy. Go ahead.
And he also had made savory meat, and brought it unto his father, and said unto his father, Let my father arise, and eat of his son's venison, that thy soul may bless thee. And Isaac his father said unto him, Who art thou? He said, I am thy son, thy firstborn Esau. And Isaac trembled very exceedingly, and said, Who? Where is he that hath taken the venison, and brought it to me? And I have eaten of all before that thou camest, and have blessed him. Yea, he shall be blessed. And when Esau heard the words of his father, he cried with a great and exceeding bitter cry, and said unto his father, Bless me, even me also, O my father.
Well, I want you to get something key out of here. Like, during this time, people kept their word. He didn't go and say, oh, well, I changed my mind. I'm going to bless you. He already spoke it out. He made an oath. What we as Israelites have to start doing, because I see a lot of Israelites will say one thing and do the opposite. You tell them to meet you at this time, they don't meet you at this time. They meet you whenever they feel like it. They change up stuff. They do this, they do that. You just made a vow. And if you don't want to be destroyed, stop making vows to do things and then not doing what you say you're going to do. It's not, oh, well, it is what it is. You made a vow to do whatever. Whatever vow it is that you make, when you tell somebody you're going to do something, do it. Or either keep your mouth shut, because you now putting a curse on yourself by saying you're going to do something and then you don't do it. Then you think, oh, well, things happen. Okay, well, when you get destroyed, things just happen, just like that. When you say you're going to do something, you got to do it. Especially if you're not in the hospital or half dead. You should be doing whatever you say you're going to do. We as Israelites don't do that. We just be like, oh, well, it is what it is, no one's perfect. Did he do that? He could have. Why didn't he say, hey, he lied to me? No, I blessed him. I can't take it back. I made an oath. Israelites got to do the same way. When you tell somebody you're going to do something, that's it. You can't go back and take it unless they give it back to you. Until then, you got to carry out every word that come out of your mouth. Or you're in sin. Go ahead.
Verse 35. And he said, Thy brother came with subtlety, and hath taken away thy blessing. And he said, Is not he rightly named Jacob? For he has supplanted me these 2 times. He took away my birthright, and behold, now he has taken away my blessing. And he said, Hast thou not reserved a blessing for me? And Isaac answered and said unto Esau, Behold, I have made him thy lord, and all his brethren have I given to him for servants, and with corn and wine have I sustained him. And what shall I do now unto thee, my son?
Right. He said, I've given pretty much everything to him. Go ahead.
And Esau said unto his father, Hast thou but one blessing, my father? Bless me even also, O my father. And Esau lifted up his voice and wept.
Yeah, he wept. But it doesn't matter how much repentance. He can't receive it. Go ahead.
And Isaac his father answered and said unto him, Behold, thy dwelling shall be in the fatness of the earth, and of the dew of the heaven from above. And by thy sword shall thou live.
Thou shalt live by the sword, by killing. That's how you're gonna be blessed. But that's in the first world. That's how he's gained everything. Killing the Indians, putting Israelites in prison, making money off the prison system, going around the world stealing gold, diamonds, everything, going to other places, stealing oil, guns, explosives, land, just taking it. How many black people own land that white people just came in, they wanted the land, just took it or killed them or killed them and just took the land. That's why they're called a border of wickedness. They'll do anything to be on top. Okay, go ahead.
And shalt serve thy brother. And it shall come to pass, when thou shalt have the dominion, that thou shalt break his yoke from off thy neck. And Esau hated Jacob because of the blessing wherewith his father blessed him. And Esau said in his heart, The days of mourning for my father are at hand. Then I will slay my brother Jacob.
Right. So the reason why Edomites or Caucasians hate the Israelites, the Black, Hispanic, and Native Americans, is because of this. It goes all the way back to when the birthright went to Jacob and the Israelites. They know that we are, and it's in their bloodline. You can't change them. People try to change, oh, it's just the way that you grew up and you just got, the parents taught them. It doesn't matter. It's in their bloodline. You can't change someone's bloodline. It's in their blood to hate your guts. So when you get killed on the street, that's just part of who Esau is. When you keep the laws, God will show compassion on you and he will keep you safe. That's why you want to keep these laws. A lot of people getting killed on the street, things happening to, It's because they're breaking laws. So they don't get the protection. You want what they say, the, the, the protection for the complexion. You want the protection for the complexion, then keep the laws, and you get the protection for the protection, or protection for the complexion. That's the only way. Otherwise, you can be killed at any time. Go ahead.
Verse 42. And these words of Esau, her elder son, were told to Rebekah. And she sent and called Jacob her younger son, and said unto him, Behold, thy brother Esau, as touching thee, doeth comfort himself, purposing to kill thee. Now therefore, my son, obey my voice, and arise and flee to Laban, my brother, to Haran, and tarry with him a few days, until thy brother's fury turn away, until the brother's anger turn away from thee, and he forgot that which thou hast done to him. Then will I send and fetch thee from thence. Why should I be deprived also of you both in one day? And Rebekah said to Isaac, I am weary of my life because of the daughters of Heth. If Jacob take a wife of the daughters of Heth, such as these which are the daughters of the land, what good shall my life do me?
Okay, let's go to Baruch 3:8.
Baruch chapter 3, verse 8. Behold, we are yet this day in our captivity,
Israelites are yet this day in their captivity.
where thou hast scattered us for a reproach and a curse, and to be subject to payments.
Right. We are right now a reproach and a curse because our ancestors broke the laws. So the Most High allowed Esau to dominate us right now. This is one of the curses that's upon us right now for breaking the laws. Go ahead.
According to all the iniquities of our fathers.
According to the sins of our fathers, we're paying the price right now. We had to pay the price. You got to pay the piper. Go ahead.
Which departed from the Lord our God.
They departed from the Lord their God, didn't want to keep the laws, statutes, and commandments. And this is why we're paying for our ancestors. Go ahead. Go to Genesis 36, verse 8.
Genesis chapter 36, verse 8. Thus dwelt Esau in Mount Seir.
See, Esau, that's where he dwelt, Mount Seir. Go ahead.
Esau is Edom.
Esau is Edom. Esau is the Edomites. Go ahead.
And these are the generations of Esau, the father of the Edomites in Mount Seir. These are the names of Esau's sons: Eliphaz, the son of Adah, the wife of Esau; Reuel, the son of Bashemoth, the wife of Esau. And the sons of Eliphaz were Teman, Omar, Zepho, Gatam, and Kenaz. And Timnah was concubine to Eliphaz, Esau's son. And she bare to Eliphaz Amalek.
See, Amalek. That's the fake, a lot of the fake Jews are Jewish people up there in Israel. They come from Amalek. Okay, one of the sons of Esau. Just like we have 12 sons, Esau has sons too that created the European Union. Okay, those are Esau's sons. It talks about it in Revelations about the 10 heads and the 7 heads and 10 common markers. Okay, we're not going to really go into that, but that's in Revelations and in Daniel, the book of Daniel. Go ahead.
These were the sons of Adah, Esau's wife. And these are the sons of Reuel, Nahath, and Zerah, and Shema, and Mizah. These were the sons of Bashemoth, Esau's wife.
Just jump down to 16.
Verse 16, Duke Korah, Duke Gotham, and Duke Amalek.
See, these are where you get the dukes from. Okay, go ahead.
These are the dukes that came from Eliphaz in the land of Edom. These were the sons of Adah.
Okay, let's go to Malachi 1 and 4.
Malachi chapter 1 verse 4. Whereas Edom saith, We are impoverished, but we will return and build the desolate places. Thus saith the Lord of hosts, They shall build, but I will throw down.
So the Most High said the Edomites said they're gonna come out of those Caucasus Mountains, and they're gonna build. I'm gonna take over the world. Go ahead.
But I will throw down, and they shall call them the border of wickedness, and the people against whom the Lord hath indignation forever.
Right, he has hatred toward the Edomites forever, because they kill his chosen people. Okay? I know people say, well, he's the one that created them. Right. But it doesn't mean because you created something that you can't hate what you created. Okay? It was necessary because of our sins of our foreparents. We deserved it. He was a father unto us. But all he asked for us to do is keep his laws. And what do? Oh, I got to go to work. I can't do that. Oh, I can't keep the Sabbath day holy. Oh, I want to cook on the Sabbath day. Oh, I want to go to a sale on the Sabbath day. I want to do this. I do that. Man, I can't do that. And that's why we are now yet to stay in our captivity because of ignorant Israelites that didn't want to keep the law of their Father who created the whole heaven and earth. But you say you love them. Okay, let's go to Obadiah 1.
Obadiah chapter 1 verse 1. The vision of Obadiah. Thus saith the Lord God concerning Edom.
So the whole chapter of Obadiah is specifically talking to Edom. Okay?
We have heard a rumor from the Lord, and an ambassador is sent among the heathen. Arise ye, and let us arise up against her in battle.
Let's rise up against the Edomites in battle. Go ahead.
Behold, I have made thee small among the heathen. Thou art greatly despised. The pride in thine heart has deceived thee. Thou that dwellest in the clefts of the rock.
See? Thou that dwelleth in the cliffs of the rocks, in Mount Seir. Okay? In Mount Seir, where the Edomites lived. They love places that's very high. They love living on the top of mountains. They love skyscraper buildings, going up high. That's why they build all the high buildings. It reminds them of Mount Seir in their blood. Go ahead.
Whose habitation is high.
See? Whose habitation is high.
That saith in his heart, who shall bring me down to the ground?
The Caucasians are very prideful. Who can bring me down? We have all the nuclear power. No one has the power to bring us down. We got the money. Everybody buys and sells from us. Who can bring us down to the ground? Go ahead.
Though thou exalt thyself as the eagle.
They said that this particular nation will exalt itself as the eagle. The emblem for the Greeks was the eagle. The emblem for the Romans was the eagle. The emblem for America is the eagle. They're all the same people. That's why the Greeks kind of absorbed itself into the Romans. That's why they had said the Greco-Roman Empire. Go ahead.
And though thou set thy nest among the stars.
Though we set our nests, even though they set their nests above the stars in space travel, what did they say when they landed on the moon? The eagle has landed. They want to be God. So they go out there in space to say, see, we're God. Just like God can be out here, we can be out here just like it. Go ahead.
Thence will I bring thee down, saith the Lord.
But God said, I'm going to bring them down to the ground. You ain't me. Go ahead.
If thieves came to thee, if robbers by night, how art thou cut off? Would they not have stolen till they had enough? If the grape gatherers came to thee, would they not leave some grapes?
He said that if thieves came to thee, if robbers by night, he said, would they not have stolen till they had enough? He said, but Esau, he'll steal everything. He won't steal till he get enough. He'll just empty you out. See, that's how Esau rolled. He doesn't just get enough to take care of himself. He'll steal everything that you own till you got nothing. Go ahead.
How are the things of Esau searched out? How are his hidden things sought up? All the men of thy confederacy have brought thee even to the border. The men that were at peace with thee have deceived thee.
The men that were at peace with thee. They were at peace with a lot of. They do all kind of peace treaties and then they break it. See, they're the border of wickedness. They'll tell you they're going to do something and not do it. They told the North American Indians, hey, they made I don't know how many peace treaties with them, and they broke every single last one of them. They gave them blankets with smallpox on it. When the Indians taught them how to grow vegetables in this area and do all being nice to them, thought they were people of their word. And the Caucasians said, oh, these jokers believe us? That we could just say everything because they keep their word? Oh, okay. Yeah, we're going to do this and we're going to do that. Yeah, or just sign the paper. Yeah, we're going to do whatever. And because the Indians stood by their word, they were able to use that against them and then stab them in the back. I don't care about none of the stuff we signed. Go get on that plantation or go get on that reserve. We're going to kill you all off or try to. Go ahead.
And prevailed against thee. They that eat thy bread have laid a wound under thee. There is none understanding in him.
There's no understanding Esau. You can't change it. Go ahead.
Shall I not in that day, saith the Lord, even destroy the wise men out of Edom?
I'm going to destroy all the wise men out of Edom. All the wise men mean the president of this country, the Edomites that's over Italy, all over the world, who the Edomite nations are. He said, I'm gonna destroy the wise men out of all of these places. Go ahead.
And understanding out of the mount of Esau. And thy mighty men, O Taman, shall be dismayed to the end that every one of the mount of Esau may be cut off by slaughter.
See, every single Edomite is going to be cut off, going to be slaughtered. This is the Most High. You can't get mad at me for telling you what the scriptures say. It says they're all going to be cut off by slaughter. That means all the ones you think that are nice, that's your best friend, that you go out with, you go hiking and camping with, and they the good ones. They're going to be destroyed. They were good, wholesome black people. They still went in slavery. Huh? It doesn't matter. The blood is what matters. If you were black, Hispanic, or Native American, you were going in slavery. It doesn't matter if you were good. It didn't matter if you kept the law. You still were going in slavery. And the same thing from them. It doesn't matter how nice they are. They're still all going to be cut off by slaughter. Because it's in their blood. Now, all the reasons on why the quote-unquote nice ones are being nice, I'm not here to figure it out. I don't care. All I care about is the Bible say they're all going to be cut off by slaughter. And that there's none worse than Esau. I'm not going to pick and say, oh, this is the good Esau. I don't do that. I believe the scriptures. But that's me. Go ahead.
Verse 10. For thy violence against thy brother Jacob.
Why are they going to be cut off?
For thy violence against thy brother Jacob.
Because of them, their destruction of the Israelites, the black, Hispanic, and Native Americans. Go ahead.
Shame shall cover thee, and thou shalt be cut off forever.
And he said they're going to be cut off again forever. Go ahead.
In the day that thou stoodest on the other side, in the day that the strangers carried away captive his forces, and foreigners entered into his gates, and cast lots upon Jerusalem, even thou was one of them.
See, he says, because of all putting us in slavery, going into our land, taking our land, destroying our temples, taking our gold and everything. That's why you're going to be destroyed. You shouldn't have touched my people. And you shouldn't have touched their items. Go ahead.
But thou shouldest not have looked on the day of thy brother.
Say y'all shouldn't even looked on the day that the Israelites were in distress. Go ahead.
In the day that he became a stranger.
Stranger from his own land. Go ahead.
Neither shouldest thou have rejoiced over the children of Judah in the day that their destruction.
Yeah, when we got destroyed. Y'all shouldn't have been so happy.
Neither shouldest thou have spoken proudly in the day of distress.
Oh, y'all were talking proud when y'all saw us being destroyed, when they all the things that went on, and all of us going in slavery, being captured and all that, and being killed. Y'all were, hallelujah. Huh? Go ahead.
Thou shouldest not have entered into the gate of my people in the day of their calamity. Yea, thou shouldest not have looked on their affliction in the day of their calamity, nor have laid hands on their substance in the day of their calamity.
Their substance, their gold, their different things that they had, the menorahs, all the stuff that they took when they came into the land. Go ahead.
Neither shouldest thou have stood in the crossway to cut off those of his that did escape.
When they were getting killed and they were trying to escape, y'all stood there. Y'all Edomites stood there so we couldn't get away. So we would be captured. Y'all helped them capture us and wouldn't let us escape. Go ahead.
Neither shouldest thou have delivered up those of his that did remain in the day of distress.
Yeah, they delivered us up. Go ahead. I thought this is our brother, Esau. I thought that we brothers. And the scriptures say that you're not supposed to have, you're not supposed to hate your brother in your heart. See, that's where everybody try to pull. You're not supposed to, that was before he broke the brotherly covenant. That was before he broke the covenant. Gloves are off now. Go ahead.
Verse 15. For the day of the Lord is near upon all the heathen.
All the heathen.
As thou hast done, it shall be done unto thee. Thy reward shall return upon thine own head.
Everything you've done to the Israelites, it's going to be done back to you. Go ahead.
For as ye have drunk upon my holy mountain, so shall all the heathen drink continually. Yea, they shall drink, and they shall swallow down, and they shall be as though they had not been. But upon Mount Zion shall be deliverance, and there shall be holiness, and the house of Jacob shall possess their possessions.
See, we're going to possess all their possessions when that time comes. After the first is gone, and we rule. Go ahead.
And the house of Jacob shall be a fire,
The house of Jacob is going to be the fire.
and the house of Joseph a flame.
The northern kingdom is going to be the flame. The southern kingdom is going to be the fire. The northern kingdom is going to be the flame.
And the house of Esau for stubble.
And we're going to burn up Esau. They're going to be the stubble. Go ahead.
And they shall kindle in them, and devour them. And there shall be not any remaining of the house of Esau.
There shall be none remaining of the house of Esau. Any. So don't try to say that, oh, that's a dispensation of time, or oh, that any means any. There will be none remaining from the Mount of Esau. For God has spoken. They're going to all be destroyed in the end. When you know that, when you see things going on in the world, you don't worry about it because you know what's going to happen. See, that's the key of us. We know the beginning from the end, or the end from the beginning. So you don't have a reason to be all stressed and going and doing all these protests out there. We got to change something. You just kick back and keep teaching the Israelites and build an army so that the 144,000, the 12,000 of each tribe can be sealed with the law. That way Christ can return and put everything back into place. Okay?
For the Lord hath spoken it, and they of the south shall possess the Mount of Esau, and they of the plain the Philistines, and they shall possess the fields of Ephraim, and the fields of Samaria, and Benjamin shall possess Gilead. And the captivity of this host of the children of Israel shall possess that of the Canaanites, even unto Zarephath. And the captivity of Jerusalem, which is in Sepharad, shall possess the cities of the south. And Savior shall come on Mount Zion to judge the Mount of Esau, and the kingdom shall be the Lord's.
The kingdom shall be the Lord's. And you see it say we're going to possess all at the Canaanites. Those are Africans. You're not African. You're Israelites. There is a difference between the two. We come from Shem. Canaanites come from Ham. They're Hamites. We're not the same people. Stop wearing their stuff. Stop wearing all the garb, all these stuff when you go to the little black places that sell all their little African stuff. Don't get caught up in that. You're an Israelite. Go to Psalms 137 and 7.
Psalms chapter 137, verse 7. Remember, O Lord, the children of Edom.
What did King David say?
Remember, O Lord, the children of Edom, in the day of Jerusalem, who said, raise it, even into the foundation thereof.
He's praying to the Most High. Remember Edom, who said, raise it, destroy it. Go ahead.
O daughter of Babylon,
who?
O daughter of Babylon.
The daughter of Babylon is Esau. You are right now living in Babylon the Great. Right now. America. Go ahead.
Who art to be destroyed.
What did that King David say?
O daughter of Babylon, who art to be destroyed. Happy shall he be that rewardeth thee as thou hast served us.
As the same way you've done to us, happy will he be when the same thing happens back to you. Go ahead.
Verse 9. Happy shall he be that taketh and dasheth thy little ones against the stones.
He said the same way you took our little ones and dashed them against the stone, I pray that I can do the same thing to your kids. I know some of y'all are like, oh, I can't believe I wouldn't want to do that. Happy will I be when I can take your little ones and dash it against the stones. Y'all got a lot of weak men. Oh, I wouldn't want to be serving a God that somebody that talks like that. I love it. I love it. Happy will I be when I can take your little ones after you kill all the Israelites on the street doing slavery. Our ancestors fed them to alligators. Happy will I be when I can do it back to you. Give me Job 30, verse 1.
Job chapter 30, verse 1. But now they that are younger than I have me in derision, whose fathers I would have disdained to have set with the dogs of my flock. Yea, whereto might the strength of their hands profit me, in whom old age was perished. For want and famine they were solitary, fleeing into the wilderness in former time, desolate and waste, who cut up mallows by the bushes, and juniper roots for their meat.
See, it's talking about the Edomites. It said they cut mallows by the bushes and juniper roots for their meat. He said in verse 1, 30 and 1, but now they that are young, that I have derision, whose fathers I would have disdained to have set with the dogs of my flock. I wouldn't even let them sit by my flock. They're that nasty. Go ahead.
Verse 5. They were driven forth from among men. They cried after them as after a thief.
They were driven from around people. Go ahead.
To dwell in the cliffs.
See? To dwell where?
To dwell in the cliffs of the valleys, in caves of the earth, and in the rocks.
See? Cavemen. Cliff dwellers. Esau. They were driven among men. Now they're ruling us. They said, I'm going to come back and build those desolate places. But God said, in the end, I'm going to tear it down. You're the border of wickedness. Go ahead.
Verse 7. Among the bushes they brayed. Under the nettles they were gathered together.
They gather together under little nettles together. You know how you see them? They get on their they kind of get on their, not on their knees, but just kind of on their tiptoes, kind of down, nettling around each other under the trees and stuff like that. That's what the cavemen were doing. Go ahead.
They were children of fools.
Children of who?
Children of fools. Yea, children of base men.
They were base men, the lowest of the low.
They were viler than the earth.
They were viler than the earth.
But now am I their song.
See? But now am I their song. I'm the one called the N-word now. I'm the one they do blackface and all the stuff now. When before, they couldn't even come around us. We were running them back into the cliffs because they were just nasty. But now, they're ruling us. What in the world is going on? Go ahead.
Yea, I am their byword. They abhor me. They flee far from me and spare not to spit in my face.
Yeah, they spit in your face now, saying, calling you the N-word and everything. That's where they come from. They were base men at one time. But guess what? They made a contract with who? The devil. And that's how they came out of those mountains and started ruling. The devil gave them how to make nuclear weapons and everything. That's how they came to rule over us. It wasn't because they were smart. They were base men, dummies. Don't ever think that they were just smart people. Satan gave them their knowledge. Okay? Job 9:24.
Job chapter 9, verse 24. The earth is given into the hand of the wicked.
It says the earth has been given into the hand of the wicked. Who runs the earth? The Edomites, the Caucasians. So they are the wicked of the earth. Go ahead.
He covereth the faces of the judges thereof.
Who are the judges? The Israelites. He covers us. No one knows that we are the true Israelites. Go ahead.
If not, where and who is he?
If the Caucasian is not the Edomites, then who and where is he? Where is he? Who is he then? Who is he? He gotta be. There's no other opportunity. There's no other option. Who else is red and hairy and rules the world? The Arabs don't rule the world. They're getting bombed. No. The black man don't rule the world. They're in the projects. I remember one said, well, what if it's like albinos? I said, what albinos are ruling the world? They're trying to find somebody that couldn't be the black people. The black people can't be the Israelites. Well, I don't want that. What about albinos? Okay, well, where's this group of albinos that's ruling the world? Show me them. I guess you got a point there. I just still don't want to believe it's the black people. I've heard it all. Give me Mark 13, verse 14.
Mark chapter 13, verse 14. But when ye shall see the abomination of desolation, spoken of by Daniel the prophet, standing where it ought not, let him that readeth understand. Then let him that be in Judea flee into the mountains.
See, it told us that he was given a prophecy of the future. He knew Jerusalem was going to fall. He said, hey, when this prophecy come to pass, this is the desolation, the destruction of Israel, the destruction of the people. Time for you all to pay the piper. When this time comes, flee into the mountains. What mountains? Africa. The same place that they fled into Egypt and everything when they had famine and stuff. They didn't say they weren't fleeing there with Rome and everything to be killed. They were fleeing into the mountains to Africa. That's how we got into Africa. We fled after 70 AD when Israel was destroyed. We fled into Africa to try to escape being put in, captured and put in the slave markets and put in arenas to fight lions and everything and to be slaves. Go ahead.
And let him that is on the housetop not go down into the house, not to enter therein, to take anything out of his house.
Don't take anything. Just go as quickly as you can. Go ahead.
And let him that is in the field not turn back again for to take up his garment.
Don't even go back to grab anything out of the house. Just take off. Because the time is now. This is the time that the Most High have set for the desolation of us. Go ahead.
But woe unto them that are with child, and to them that give suck in those days. And pray ye that your flight be not in the winter.
You better pray that you don't have all this going on, that the desolation is not in the wintertime. And you with children that got to escape with the children and everything, it's going to be terrible. Go ahead.
For in those days shall be affliction, such as was not from the beginning of the creation which God created unto this time. Now there shall be.
He said this is the worst time ever in creation, when the Israelites were, and Jerusalem was taken over, and we were destroyed and killed. He said there was no war worse than that. You can't put anything next to when the destruction of Israel. Go ahead.
And except that the Lord has shortened those days, no flesh should be saved. But for the elect's sake, whom he hath chosen, he hath shortened the days. And then if any man shall say to you, Lo, here is Christ, or Lo, he is there, believe him not. For false Christs and false prophets shall rise, and shall shew signs and wonders, to seduce, if it were possible, even the elect.
It said he would even try to seduce and fool the elect, but it's not possible. Why can't you fool the elect? Because we know what the scriptures say, and we know where Christ is at, and we know he's not right down here. So you can say, oh, I'm the Christ. There's many people out. There's people you can find online now that say that they Christ. They ain't got one fringe on, but they Christ. And they got followers that believe, because they not the elect. You come up to me, I'll tell you, get out my face. Go ahead.
But take ye heed, behold, I have foretold you all things. But in those days, after that tribulation, the sun shall be darkened, and the moon shall not give her light, and the stars of heaven should fall, and the powers that are in heaven shall be shaken. And then shall they see the Son of Man coming in the clouds with great power and glory.
This is talking about nuclear war. That's when the sun is going to be darkened. That's when you're going to have the war with Russia and all of that. The Third World War. Go ahead.
Verse 27. Then shall he send his angels, and shall gather together his elect from the four winds. His elect from the four winds, from the uppermost part of the earth to the uttermost part of heaven.
That's what you call the rapture. I hope you're one of his elect. I hope you're keeping his laws. Psalms 83 and 1.
Psalms chapter 83, verse 1. A song or psalm of Asaph. Keep not thou silence, O God. Hold not thy peace, and be not still, O God. For lo, thine enemies make a tumult,
Your enemies, Most High, make war with you.
and they that hate thee have lifted up the head. They have taken crafty counsel against thy people,
They have taken these nations have taken crafty counsel against thy people, the Israelites.
and consulted against thy hidden ones.
The hidden ones are the Israelites. We don't know we're the Israelites, so we're hidden. Go ahead.
Verse 4, they have said, come and let us cut them off from being a nation.
So the nations came together, and that's the purpose of the United Nations. They came together on the one consent to say, let's destroy the Israelites, that they don't even know that they're Israelites. Say it over 4 and again.
Verse 4, they have said, come and let us cut them off from being a nation, that the name of Israel may be no more in remembrance.
That you won't know you're Israelites. You'll call yourself a Negro, Hispanic, Puerto Rican, black man, Asiatic black man, Moor, I'm a Moor, whatever term you want to use. I'm Egyptian. But what are you? You're an Israelite. But you don't know who you are. Go ahead.
Verse 5, for they have consulted together with one consent. They are confederate against thee.
See, the nations are confederate against you. That's why they're all in your neighborhoods. That's why the UN set up mandates and stuff. That's why they do the things they do. That's why they let them come in your neighborhood and sell and make money off of you. That's why you don't have a seat at the United Nations. Why would they give a seat to the people that they're destroying? That doesn't make sense. Why would they give a seat to the one that they want to destroy? That's like bringing the enemy in. Hey, I'm gonna give Chinese people, I'm gonna give you Moab. I'm gonna give you all the laundromats, okay, in the black neighborhoods. Okay, okay, I give you all the corner stores, the 7-Elevens. Oh yeah, y'all can get that, okay. But what about us? What about us? Okay, well y'all don't give us that much money. We'll give you the small things. Okay, but yeah, we're gonna give so and so this. So you go in the neighborhood and you got all the other nations in our neighborhood selling to us, making money off of us, getting rich. Okay, go ahead.
The tabernacles of Edom.
And now he starts naming some of these nations. The first one is that he started with to let you know the number one nation that is doing this is who?
The white man.
Repeat 6.
The tabernacles of Edom.
That's number 1.
And the Ishmaelites.
The Arabs.
Of Moab.
Chinese.
And the Hagarenes.
More Africans.
Gebal.
And
Ammon.
Yep, the Japanese.
And Amalek.
The fake Jews.
The Philistines were the inhabitants of Tyre.
More Africans.
Assyrians. Also is joined with them. They have Hophin, the children of Lot.
So you got all of them. They've come together to destroy the Israelites that you don't even know you're Israel anymore. Give me Luke 21 and 20.
Luke chapter 21, verse 20. And when ye shall see Jerusalem compassed with armies, then know that the desolation thereof is nigh.
You will when this is 70 AD or 65 AD. For 5 years they cut off the water supply to Israel and everything. Israelites were eating their own kids and stuff because they didn't have food and stuff. This is when the desolation of Israel happened, 65 AD to 70 AD. Go ahead.
Then let them which are in Judea flee to the mountains.
See, he's telling you, you should know this. Flee into when this happened. If it happened during your time, flee into the mountain. You should know the scriptures and know when this. That's why you got to know future prophecy. So you know. Go ahead.
And let them which are in the midst out of it depart out, and let not them that are in the countries enter thereinto. For these be the days of vengeance, that all things which are written may be fulfilled.
Right. This is the day of vengeance. This is the day that the Lord has put his vengeance on us for our ancestors. Now is the beginning. This is the desolation. Go ahead.
Verse 23. But woe unto them that are with child, and to them that give suck in those days. For there shall be a great distress in the land, and wrath upon this people. And they shall fall by the edge of the sword, and shall be led away captive in all nations.
See, were we not led away captive in all nations through the transatlantic slave trade? That's why everywhere you go, you see us. You see Iranians in Iran. They got the black population. They just hide them. Everywhere we go, who you think built the wall of China? It was us. You go right now in Dubai, they have black people there just now as slaves building stuff in Dubai.
And Jerusalem shall be trodden down of the Gentiles.
Who?
and Jerusalem shall be trodden
So
down.
the ones that are in the land now are Gentiles. They're not the real Jews. The Jewish people are not Jews. They are Gentiles. They got you believing you're the Gentile. You talk to all the people in the Christian church, oh, we Gentiles. We just thank God that we're grafted in. Sounds stupid. You're the Jew, not them. They are Gentiles in the land, in our land. Go ahead.
Of the Gentiles, until the time of the Gentiles be fulfilled.
Until the time of the Gentiles be fulfilled when Christ returns and we are put back into our land. Give me Daniel 7, verse 16.
Daniel chapter 7, verse 16. I came near unto one of them that stood by, and asked him the truth of all this. So he told me, and made me know the interpretation of the things. These great beasts, which are four,
They say there's 4 great beasts.
are 4 kings,
Those are 4 kings
which shall arise out of the earth.
that shall arise out of the earth.
But the saints of the Most High shall take the kingdom.
But the saints of the Most High, the Israelites, are going to take the kingdom from them. Who are those beasts? You had the Babylonian, you had the Persian Mede, you had Greece. Those were the kingdom. Okay? And the 4th kingdom is Rome. Those are the 4 beasts that he saw. Those are the 4. And then they say it's going to be a little one that come out of Rome. That's America. That's the 5th beast. That's greater than all those beasts. Okay? But we have to go into that at another time because I'm just trying to, I don't want to, it'll take forever. Okay? So where we at?
18. 7.
Okay, go to Daniel 7, verse 1 through 9. Let's see. Go ahead. Let's see.
Daniel chapter 7, verse 1. In the first year of Belshazzar, the king of Babylon, Daniel had a dream and visions of his head upon his bed. Then he wrote the dream and told the sum of the matters. Daniel spake and said, I saw in my vision by night, and behold, the 4 winds of the heavens strove upon the great sea. And 4 great beasts came up from the sea, diverse one from another. The first was like a lion, and had eagle's wings, and beheld till the wings thereof were plucked. And it was lifted up from the earth, and made stand upon the feet as a man, and a man's heart was given to it.
And the lion was Babylon. That's what he saw, Babylon. Go ahead.
And behold another beast, a second, like to a bear, and it raised up itself on one side.
That was the Persian Medes that brought us into captivity. Go ahead.
And it had 3 ribs in the mouth of it, between the teeth of it. And they said thus unto it, Arise, devour much flesh. After this I beheld, and lo, another, like a leopard.
That's Greece. The Greeks. Go ahead.
Which had upon the back of it 4 wings of a fowl. The beast had also 4 heads, and dominion was given to it. After this I saw in the night visions, and behold a 4th beast, dreadful and terrible, and strong exceedingly. And it had great iron teeth, and devoured and brake in pieces, and stamped, and residue with the feet of it.
That was Rome. Okay? The Romans. Go ahead.
And it was diverse from all the beasts that were before it, and had 10 horns. I considered the horns, and behold, there came up among them another little horn, before whom there were 3 of the first horns plucked up by the roots.
That little horn that came up was America. Okay?
And behold, in this horn, this horn were eyes like the eyes of man, and a mouth speaking great things.
Okay. Where are we?
8. I just read 8.
Do 9 and that'll be it.
Verse 9, I beheld till the thrones were cast down.
And so God's saying, I beheld till I saw all these kingdoms fall. All these nations, Edomite nations that came up, or the nations that came up from the Babylonian, the Persian Mede, Greeks, Romans. I saw all of this. I saw all of it get torn down by God. Go ahead.
And the ancients of days did sit.
And God sat.
Whose garment was white as snow.
He had a garment white as snow.
And the hair of his head were like the pure wool. His throne was like a fiery flame, and his wheels as burning fire.
So his hair was like the pure wool, just like Christ. the Son of God. He was a black man. God is a black man. Okay? Give me Numbers 20, verse 17.
Numbers chapter 20, verse 17. Let us pass, I pray thee, through thy country. We will not pass through the fields or through the vineyards, neither will we drink of the water of the wells.
This is talking about Esau. This is when the Israelites was trying to cross through Esau's land, and they wouldn't let them. They wouldn't let the Israelites cross. Go ahead.
We will go by the king's highway. We will not turn to the right hand nor to the left until we have passed by thy borders. And Edom said unto him, Thou shalt not pass by me, lest I come out against thee with the sword.
See? Edom might say, y'all ain't coming through our land, period. I don't care what you say. Or we're going to come and we're going to try to kill you. But remember, he was given the sword. Go ahead.
And the children of Israel said unto him, We will go by the highway, and if I and my cattle drink of thy water, then I will pay for it. I will only, without doing anything else, go through on my feet. And he said, Thou shalt not go through. And Edom came out against him with much people and with a strong hand. Thus Edom refused to give Israel passage through his border.
Right.
Wherefore Israel turned away from him.
Right. So they had to go back because they weren't letting them. Give me Psalms 137. Starting at 1.
Psalms chapter 137, verse 1. By the rivers of Babylon, there we sat down, yea, we wept, when we remembered Zion. We hanged our harps upon the willows in the midst thereof. For there they that carried us away captive required of us a song.
See, during the time of the Babylonians, they knew how we were famous during that time, just like them, for being good singers. So they wanted to hear our voice. Huh? Not necessarily mine, but the ones who can sing. Go ahead.
And they that wasted us required of us mirth, saying, Sing us one of the songs of Zion.
They wanted to hear the songs of Zion. Go ahead.
How shall we sing the Lord's song in a strange land? If I forget thee, O Jerusalem, let my right hand forget her cunning. If I do not remember thee, let my tongue cleave to the roof of my mouth. If I prefer not Jerusalem above my chief joy. Remember, O Lord, the children of Edom.
Remember who?
The children of Edom, in the day of Jerusalem, who said, Raise it, even to the foundation thereof. O daughter of Babylon.
See, O daughter of Babylon. Edom, Esau is the daughter of Babylon. Go ahead.
Who art to be destroyed. Happy shall he be that rewardeth thee as thou hast served us. Happy shall he be that taketh and dasheth thy little ones against the stones.
Right. Happy shall we be. Joel 3.
Joel chapter 3 verse 1. For behold, in those days, and in that time, when I shall bring again the captivity of Judah and Jerusalem, I will also gather all nations, and will bring them down to the valley of Jehoshaphat, and will plead with them, there for my people and for my heritage Israel.
So Most High say he's going to plead with the nations, meaning he don't plead by saying, please do this. He mean, I'm going to kill them. I'm going to plead with the nations for my people Israel in the valley of Jehoshaphat. Go ahead.
Whom they have scattered among the nations, and parted my land.
See, we've been scattered among the nations and parted his land, which belongs to us. And they parted our land. Go ahead.
And they have cast lots for my people.
See, they cast lots for my people in slavery. Oh, I got a Negro here for $1. Give me $1, $5, $4. Yeah, go ahead.
And have given a boy for an harlot.
And they gave a boy for a harlot. They would sell the boys for a harlot. Go ahead.
And sold a girl for wine.
They'll sell the women of the Israelite woman for wine to other people. Go ahead.
That they might drink. Yea, and what have ye to do with me, O Tyre and Zidon?
He's the Most High say, what do you have to do with me, O Tyre and Zidon, African nations?
And all the coast of Palestine.
And the Palestinians, the Arabs. What do you have to do with me, Africans and Arabs?
Will ye render me a recompense? And if you recompense me, swiftly and speedily will I return your recompense upon your own head.
He said, God said, are you trying to pay me back for choosing the Israelites as my chosen people? You trying to pay me back? He said, I'm going to turn it on your own head. You Africans and you stinking Palestinians. Go ahead.
Because ye have taken my silver and my gold, and have carried it into your temples, my goodly pleasant things.
They took everything. Go ahead.
The children also of Judah and the children of Jerusalem ye have sold unto the Grecians.
Sold to who?
Unto the
So
Grecians.
the Israelites were sold to the Grecians, the Greeks. Who's the Greeks? Caucasians. Just above, we said, remember Edom. Because they are those Greeks today. Go ahead.
That ye might remove them far from their
And
border.
they removed us far from the border. So we're in America now, and we don't even know that we're from Jerusalem. Go ahead.
Behold, I will raise them out of the place whither ye have sold
I'm going
them.
to raise them out of America and all the places that they're at. I'm going to put the spirit back on them. And as Ezekiel say, prophesy to the wind. Go ahead. And let the dead bones live. Go ahead.
And will return your recompense on your own head. And I will sell your sons and your daughters into the hand of the children of Judah.
We're going to own their kids.
And they shall sell them to the Sabians, to a people far off, for the Lord hath spoken it.
We're going to sell their kids. Go ahead.
Proclaim ye this among the
Tell
Gentiles.
all the Gentiles this is what's going to happen.
Prepare war. Wake up the mighty men.
The mighty men of Israel, those who are mighty, not the weak ones that love the Edomites and got an excuse for everything that they do. Go ahead.
Let all the men of war draw near. Let them come up. Beat your plowshares into swords, and your pruning hooks into spears. Let the weak say, I am strong. Assemble yourselves, and come, all ye heathen, and gather yourselves together round about. Thither cause thy mighty ones to come down, O Lord, that the heathen be wakened, and come up to the valley of Jehoshaphat. For there will I sit to judge all the heathen around about.
I'm going to judge all you.
Put ye in the sickle, for the harvest is ripe.
Right. It's time for me to pluck. It's time for me to harvest. Go ahead.
Come, get you down, for the press is full, the fats overflow, and their wickedness is great. Multitudes in the valley of decision, for the day of the Lord is near in the valley of decision. The sun and the moon shall be darkened, and the stars shall withdraw their shining. The Lord also shall roar out of Zion, and utter his voice from Jerusalem, and the heavens and the earth shall shake. But the Lord will be a hope for his people, and the strength of the children of Israel. So shall ye know that I am the Lord your God, dwelling in Zion, my holy mountain. Then shall Jerusalem be holy, and there shall no more strangers pass through her any more.
No more strangers going to be coming through the land of Israel no more. During that time, after this kingdom ends. Only the Israelites, the chosen people. Go ahead.
Verse 18, and it shall come to pass in that day that the mountains shall drop down new wine, and the hills shall flow with milk, and all the rivers of Judah shall flow with waters, and a fountain shall come forth of the house of the Lord, and shall water the valley of Shittim. Egypt shall be a desolation, and Edom shall be a desolate wilderness.
And Edom shall be a desolate wilderness.
For the violence against the children of
For
Judah.
what?
For the violence against the children of Judah.
Throughout time, they've been destroying us from the beginning of time. Go ahead.
Because they have shed innocent blood in their land.
They've shed innocent Israelite blood.
But Judah shall dwell forever, and Jerusalem from generation to generation. For I will cleanse their blood that I have not cleansed, for the Lord dwelleth in Zion.
The Lord dwelleth in Israel. Okay? Isaiah 14:1.
Isaiah chapter 14, verse 1. For the Lord will have mercy on Jacob, and will yet choose Israel.
Will choose who?
Will yet choose Israel, and set them in their own land.
So we're going to be put back in the land of Israel when this time comes. Go ahead.
And the strangers shall be joined with them.
The strangers are the other nations going to be joined with us. Go ahead.
And they shall cleave to the house of
They're
Jacob.
going to want to cleave to us at that time when they find out we're the chosen. Go ahead.
And the people shall take them.
Who's the people? We. The Israelites are the people that's going to take them.
And bring them to their place. And the house of Israel shall possess them in the land of the Lord for servants and handmaids.
And they're going to be our servants and handmaids in the land of the Lord.
And they shall take them captives, whose captives they were.
Are we not captives to them? Was our ancestors not captives to them? We're going to take them captives whose captives we were.
And they shall rule over their oppressors.
And we're going to rule over our oppressors. Are they not oppressing us throughout the whole world? Are we not oppressed in the projects and everywhere? Go ahead.
And it shall come to pass in the day that the Lord shall give thee rest from thy sorrow, and from thy fear, and from the hard bondage wherein thou wast made to serve.
We're serving bondage right now. He said we're going to get rest from it, and from our fear, getting police lights coming behind us. Why? The Caucasian man, they don't fear when they see a cop come behind them. They know they ain't going to be killed. You don't know what's going to happen when the cops stop you. Go ahead.
Verse 4, that thou shalt take up this proverb against the king of Babylon, and say, how has this oppressor ceased?
At that time, you're going to look at the king of Babylon, America, and say, how hath the oppressor ceased? The golden city ceased. So what's the golden city? Everybody want to come here. We're the golden city. Go ahead.
The golden city ceased. The Lord has broken the staff of the wicked and the scepter of the rulers.
They're no more. America is no more. Go ahead.
He who smote the people in wrath with a continual stroke. He that ruled the nations in anger is persecuted, and none hindereth. The whole earth is at rest.
The whole earth is at rest. Why? Because now the rightful rulers is in rulership now. So now it can rest. Because all this anger and killing that's been going on from the beginning of time by the Edomites. Go ahead.
And it's quiet. They break forth into singing.
We start singing because we're so happy. We're free. Huh? We've been set free. Go ahead.
Yea, the fir trees rejoice at thee, and the cedars of Lebanon say, since thou art laid down, no feller is come up against us. Hell from beneath is moved for thee, to meet thee at thy coming. It stirreth up the dead for thee, even all the chief ones of the earth. It hath raised up from their thrones all the kings of the nations. All they shall speak and say unto thee, art thou also become weak as we?
Yeah, all the nations gonna say, now, Edomites, Caucasians, y'all are weak like we are. Because everybody come to America to get rich. All the nations feed off America. But now they're saying, hey, y'all weak like us now. Y'all know better than us. Go ahead.
Art thou become like unto us? Thy pomp is brought down into the grave.
You're now brought down to a lower state, is what it's saying. You're now down at a lower state like we are.
And the noise of thy bowels, the worm is spread under thee, and the worms cover thee. How art thou fallen from heaven, O Lucifer?
See, it says, how have thou fallen from heaven, O Lucifer? It's going to let you know that Lucifer is Esau. Okay? It's a man. Go ahead and say it again.
Isaiah chapter 14, verse 12. How art thou fallen from heaven, O Lucifer, son of the morning? How art thou cut down to the ground, which didst weaken the nation?
See, they kind of transitioning, and now he's calling him Lucifer. You've been brought to a lower state, Edomites. Those that that had us as slaves. Now you're the slave. You're down at the bottom. But now they're not calling them Edomites or saying that. No, he's calling them Lucifer. Go ahead.
For thou hast said in thine heart, I will ascend into heaven.
See? The same thing Esau. I will ascend into heaven.
I will exalt my throne above the stars of God.
See? I'm proud. I'm gonna go in space travel. I'm gonna exalt myself. The eagle has landed.
I will sit also upon the mount of the congregation.
The mount of the congregation meaning Israel. I'm gonna sit upon Israel.
In the sides of the north.
In North America.
I will ascend above the heights of the clouds. I will be like the Most High.
See, Esau think he's like the Most High. That's why he does all that stuff going into space and stuff. He wants to be like the Most High.
Yet thou shalt be brought down to hell, to the sides of the pit.
Yeah, you're going to be brought down to the bottom of the pit. You're going in a lower state. You're not going to be. Go ahead.
Verse 16. They that see thee shall narrowly look upon thee and consider thee, saying, is this the man that made the earth to tremble?
Hold it right there. Is this the man? So Lucifer is a man. It's the Edomite man. They talk about Lucifer, the morning star, and then they say they're going to look upon them and say, is this the man? So it's letting you know Lucifer is the Edomites. Go ahead.
Is this the man that made the earth to tremble, that did shake kingdoms?
Shake kingdom through their nuclear power and everything that they do.
That made the world as a wilderness and destroyed the cities thereof.
They're not talking about the Satan with the pitchfork and everything. This is an actual man, actual people, the Edomites. That's why God said, I have indignation forever. That's why God hates them. Okay, go ahead.
That opened not the house of his prisoners.
Didn't open the house of the prison. Who's in the prison system? The Israelites.
All the kings of the nations, even all of them, lie in glory, everyone in his own house. But thou art cast out of the grave like an abominable branch, and as the raiment of those that are slain, thrust through with the sword, that go down to the stones of the pit, as a carcass trodden under feet. Thou shalt not be joined with them in burial, because thou hast destroyed thy land and slain thy people. The seed of evildoers shall never be renowned.
Right. He said, I'm going to knock out where Edomites are not going to even be in remembrance anymore. You won't even remember your kids, once the new kingdom come, they won't even know anything about the Edomites. He said, I'm not going to even, you won't ever, your people will never be even renowned. I'm going to make it where you're erased from history. Go ahead.
Prepare slaughter for his children.
He said, prepare a slaughter for you Edomite kids that think because I didn't put you in slavery, I didn't kill your ancestors, I'm fine. Go ahead. What did it say?
Prepare slaughter for his children, for the iniquity of their fathers.
You got to pay for the sins of your father, just like we had to pay for the sins of our father. Whatsoever man soweth, so shall he reap. Don't think we got it and you're not going to get it even worse. If God would do that to his chosen people, what do you think he's going to do to someone that's not his chosen that he can care less about? Go ahead.
They that do not rise, nor possess the land,
you won't possess land, rise ever again.
Nor fill the face of the world with cities. For I will rise up against them, saith the Lord of hosts, and cut off from Babylon the name, and remnant, and son, and nephew, saith the Lord.
He said, I'm going to cut everything off. You won't even be a remember. We won't even remember you at that time. Everybody think that Esau right now is so powerful. Everybody, love him and hey, they can't live without him. I want to go to their schools. I want to do this. I want to do that. At that time, they're going to be on the bottom. They're going to be like what we are now and worse. Revelations 18.
Revelation chapter 18, verse 1. And after these things, I saw another angel come down from heaven, having great power, and the earth was lightened with his glory. And he cried mightily with a strong voice, saying, Babylon the great is fallen.
Babylon has fallen. This is Revelation. It's talking about the future.
It's fallen, and has become the habitation of devils, and the hold of every foul spirit, and a cage of every unclean and hateful bird. For all nations have drunk of the wine of the wrath of her fornication.
Right, all nations have drunk from the wine and all the fornication of America. They made a lot of money from slavery. They made a lot of money from imports and oils and all kind of stuff that they make a lot of money from us. Go ahead.
And the kings of her earth have committed fornication with her, and the merchants of the earth are waxed rich through the abundance of her delicacies. And I heard another voice from heaven, saying, Come out of her, my people.
Come out of her, my people. Stop being so caught into America. Stop getting so caught into Christmas, birthdays, and all this stuff that everybody's caught in. Oh, you can't do birthdays, can't do Valentine's Day. Oh, woman don't want to deal with you because you won't do Valentine's. Come out of her, my people. Go ahead.
That ye be not partakers of her sin.
Unless you want to die with America, come out of it.
And that ye receive not of her plagues.
If you don't want to see the plagues that's going to come on America, then you better keep these laws and come out of America thought process. Go ahead.
For her sins have reached unto heaven, and God hath remembered her iniquities. Reward her, even as she rewarded you, and double unto her, double according to her works.
Right, double unto her for what she's done to us. They're going to get double what we got. Go ahead.
In the cup which she hath filled to her double.
Give her double pain. You think we were in pain getting killed by alligators and all the stuff that happened to us. What's going to happen to them is double what you think we've gone through.
How much she hath glorified herself and lived deliciously. So much torment and sorrow give her. For she saith in her heart, I sit a queen, and am no widow, and shall see no sorrow. Therefore shall her plagues come in one day, death, and mourning, and famine, and she shall be utterly burned with fire. For strong is the Lord God who judges her.
There's a scripture that say in 1 hour, America is going to be destroyed. In 1 hour. So it's going to come quick. Go ahead.
Verse 9. And the kings of the earth who have committed fornication and lived deliciously with her shall bewail her and lament for her, when they shall see the smoke of her burning.
Right. The other nations, they're gonna be very sad because they make so much money from America. They're gonna have their ships out there getting ready to come to port when it happens, and they can't come to port because America is burning. And they're gonna be upset. They're gonna be upset. They're lamenting because I got ivory to sell to America and I can't make no money from it. Go ahead.
Standing afar off, for the fear of her torment, saying, Alas, alas, that great city Babylon, that mighty city, for in 1 hour is thy judgment come.
In 1 hour, America gonna be judged. Go ahead.
And the merchants of the earth shall weep and mourn over her, for no man buyeth their merchandise any more.
See, they can't buy the merchandise of America anymore because it's burning. Go ahead.
The merchandise of gold and silver and precious stones and of pearls and fine linen and purple and silk and scarlet and all fine wood and all manner of vessels of ivory and all manner of vessels of most precious wood and of brass and iron and marble and cinnamon and odors and ointments and frankincense and wine and oil and fine flour and wheat and beasts and sheep and horses and chariots and slaves.
Saying what?
And slaves.
And slaves. They can't buy it from us no more.
And souls of men, and the fruits that thy soul lusted after are departed from thee, and all things which were dainty and goodly are departed from thee, and thou shalt find them no more at all. The merchants of these things which were made rich by her shall stand afar off for the fear of her torment, weeping and wailing, and saying, Alas, alas, that great city that was clothed in fine linen and purple and scarlet and decked with gold and precious stones and pearls.
And scarlet is the reason it's saying scarlet red is because they are what you call the dragon. They got different terms for it in Revelation. The great red dragon, Edomite, scarlet, all talking about the red man Esau. Go ahead.
For in 1 hour so great riches is come to naught, and every shipmaster, and all the company in ships and sailors, and as many as trade by sea stood afar off, and cried when they saw the smoke of her burning, saying, What city is like unto this great city?
What city is like unto this great city? We make billions from it, and it has been destroyed. What are we going to do? Go ahead.
Verse 19. And they cast dust on their heads, and cried, weeping and wailing, saying, Alas, alas, that great city, wherein we were made rich, all that had ships in the sea by reason of her costliness. For in 1 hour she is made desolate. Rejoice over her, thou heaven, and ye holy apostles and prophets, for God hath avenged you on her.
Yeah, God is now taking vengeance on them for all they've done to us. So you should be happy. A lot of our people wouldn't be happy. Oh, America's fallen. I love America. Land of the free, home of the brave. I will rejoice. Go ahead.
And a mighty angel took up a stone like a great millstone and cast it into the sea, saying, Thus with violence shall the great city Babylon be thrown down, shall be found no more at all.
It won't be found no more. Go ahead.
And the voice of the harpers and musicians, and the pipers and trumpeters, shall be heard no more at all in thee. And no craftsman, of whatsoever craft he be, shall be found any more in thee. And the sound of a millstone shall be heard no more at all in thee. And the light of a candle shall shine no more at all in thee. And the voice of the bridegroom and of the bride shall be heard no more at all in thee. For thy merchants were the great men of the earth, for by the sorceries were all nations deceived.
They had sorcerers. America uses a lot of sorcery to fool the people through the movies and different things. Go ahead.
And in her was found the blood of the prophets.
Right. A lot of prophets died because of the Edomites or the Caucasian man.
And of saints, and of all that were slain upon the earth.
Give me Numbers 24 and 15.
Numbers chapter 24, verse 15. And he took up his parable and said, Balaam, the son of Beor, hath said, that the man whose eyes are open hath said, he hath said, which heard the words of God, who knew the knowledge of the Most High, which saw the vision of the Almighty, falling into a trance, but having his eyes open.
Right, he's in the trance. Go ahead.
I shall see him, but not now. I shall behold him, but not nigh. There shall come a star out of Jacob, and a scepter shall rise out of Israel.
That's Christ.
And shall smite the corners of Moab, and destroy all the children of Sheth. And Edom shall be a possession.
We shall possess Edom. Go ahead.
And Seir also shall be a possession for his enemies. And Israel shall do it valiantly.
We are going to be the ones that's going to take down the Edomites. It's going to be at the hand of Israel. Okay? Go ahead.
Verse 19. Out of Jacob shall he come that shall have dominion, and shall destroy him that remaineth of the city. And when he looked on Amalek.
See, when he looked on that, that's why they got Edom and Amalek right there together. They are all family. Go ahead.
He took up his parable and said, Amalek was the first of the nations, but his latter end shall be he perish forever.
Give me Ezekiel 35 and 1.
Ezekiel chapter 35, verse 1. Moreover, the word of the Lord came on to me, saying, Son of man, set thy face against Mount Seir, and prophesy against it,
Prophesy against the Edomites. Go ahead.
and say unto it, Thus saith the Lord God, Behold, O Mount Seir, I am against thee. I will stretch out my hand against thee, and I will make thee most desolate. I will lay thy cities waste, and thou shalt be desolate, and thou shalt know that I am the Lord, because thou hast had a perpetual hatred.
See, they have had a perpetual hatred against the Israelites from the beginning of time. That's why they're killing us. And you're like, oh, I don't understand why we ain't do nothing to them. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. It's in their blood. We took the birthright. We're the chosen. We're going to get the kingdom. They not. They're going to be destroyed. Wouldn't that make you mad? Wouldn't you want to kill them? If you know you're going to be destroyed anyway, I might as well do whatever I can to destroy God's people. Because I know I'm going to be destroyed in the end. So I might as well do everything to pay God back for doing it to us. Go ahead.
And hast shed the blood of the children of Israel by the force of the sword in the time of their calamity, and the time that their iniquity had an end. Therefore, as I live, saith the Lord God, I will prepare thee unto
He
blood,
said, I'm going to prepare you on the blood because you did that to my people. Go ahead.
and blood shall pursue thee. Sith thou hast not hated blood, even blood shall pursue
Since
thee.
you don't hate blood and you like to kill, blood's going to pursue you and kill you. Since you love it so much. That's what he's telling the Edomites. Give me Ezekiel 35 and 15.
Ezekiel chapter 35, verse 15. As thou didst rejoice at the inheritance of the house of Israel, because it was desolate, so will I do unto thee. Thou shalt be desolate, O Mount Seir, and all Idumea.
Idumea. That's the same thing as Edomites. In the New Testament, you're going to hear Idumea. King Herod was Idumea. He was a white man that they put over the Israelites during the time of Christ. Remember King Herod? You're going to read he was Idumea. He was an Edomite. Came from Rome, learned the ways of the Israelites, and they put him because they ruled the land during that time. So they put him over the Israelites because he knew our customs. Because that's where you get Jewish. They learn to be like the Israelites. So they know our ways. So they put him and say, hey, we're going to put someone, we taught your ways over you. It's going to be a Roman, or it's going to be an Idumean, a Caucasian that's going to rule over your people. We're going to let y'all do in Jerusalem, do your thing. But remember, the one in charge is King Herod. Okay, an Idumean. It wasn't an Israelite that was in charge. Herod was an Idumean, an African. I mean, not an African, but a Caucasian. Okay, where were we?
All Idumea, right towards the end.
Go ahead to that. Yeah.
Even all of it, and they shall know that I am the Lord.
Okay, First Maccabees 3 and 38.
First Maccabees chapter 3, verse 38. Lysias chose Ptolemy, the son of Doromeus, Nicanor, and Gorgias, mighty men of the king's friends.
Right, Ptolemy. You're going to hear a lot about Ptolemy. You hear that in American history. Ptolemy. Go ahead.
And with them he sent forth 40,000 footmen and 7,000 horsemen to go into the land of Judah and to destroy it, as the king commanded. So they went forth with all their power, and came and pitched by Emmaus in the plain country.
So they were told to destroy Jerusalem. Go ahead.
And the merchants of the country, hearing the fame of them, took silver and gold very much, with servants, and came into the camp to buy the children of Israel for slaves.
See, they were buying the children of Israel for slaves. Go ahead.
A power also of Syria, and of the land of the Philistines, joined themselves unto them. Now when Judas and his brethren saw the miseries were multiplied, and that the forces did encamp themselves in their borders, for they knew how the king had given commandment to destroy the people and utterly abolish them, they said one to another, Let us restore the decayed fortune of our people. Let us fight for our people and the sanctuary.
And that's where you get the Judas Maccabees, the Maccabees who fought against them. They're fighting against Caucasians. Okay, Ptolemy, those are Caucasians. Greeks. Go ahead.
Verse 44. Then was the congregation gathered together, that they might be ready for battle, and that they might pray and ask mercy and compassion. Now Jerusalem lay void as a wilderness. There was none of her children that went in or out. The sanctuary also was trodden down, and aliens kept the stronghold. The heathen had their habitation in that place, and joy was taken from Jacob, and the pipe with the harp ceased. Wherefore the Israelites assembled themselves together, and came to Mizpah, over against Jerusalem. And Mizpah was the place where they prayed aforetime in Israel. Then they fasted that day, and put on sackcloth, and cast ashes upon their heads, and rent their clothes, and laid open the book of the law, wherein the heathen had sought to paint the likeness of their images. They brought also the priest's garments, and the first fruits, and the tithes, and the Nazarites that stirred up, who had accomplished their days. They cried there with a loud voice toward heaven, saying, What shall we do with these, and whither shall we carry them away? For thy sanctuary is trodden down and profaned, and thy priests are in heaviness and brought low. And lo, the heathen are assembled together against us to destroy us. What things they imagined against us, they knowest, thou knowest. How shall we be able to stand against them, except thou, O God, be our help? Then sounded they the trumpets, and cried with a loud voice. And after this, Judas ordained captains over the people, even captains over thousands,
See, you got captains over thousands,
and over hundreds,
captains over hundreds,
and over fifties,
and over 50. So it's different levels of captains and different levels within it.
and over tens. But as for such as were building houses, or had betrothed wives, or were planting vineyards, or were fearful, those he commanded that they should return every man to his own house according to the law. So the camp removed and pitched upon the south of Emmaus. And Judas said, Arm yourselves, and be valiant men, and see that ye be in the readiness against the morning, that ye may fight with these nations, that are assembled together against us to destroy us and our sanctuary.
See, the Judas, he wasn't about breaking no laws or saying, hey, I got to do what they say because I don't want to be killed. He said, I'd rather die than break the laws of my ancestors. That's the way we got to be. Keep the law. Go ahead.
Verse 59, For it is better for us to die in battle than to behold the calamities of our people in our sanctuary. Nevertheless, as the will of God is in heaven, so let him do.
That's right. So as you can see, it's not as unmistakable who Esau is, Edom, that is the Caucasian man. Now you go in Revelations, it'll talk about the 10 common markets, the 7 heads and stuff like that. Y'all can just write it down if you don't have it. I'm not going there. And then we're going to go ahead and close out. The 10 common markets are the European Union. It's a European Union. It's Belgium. Belgium is the first. Luxembourg, Netherlands, Germany, the UK, Italy, Greece, France, Ireland, and Denmark. Those are the 10 common markers you read in Revelations. They have more now, but that's the original. The 7 horns that you'll read in Revelation is Greece, is the Rome, Spain, France, Germany, Russia, Great Britain are the 7 heads, and then they say another head came up, which made the 8, and that's America. Okay?
Let's go to Mark chapter 14, verse 3. And being in Bethany in the house of Simon the leper, as he sat at meat, there came a woman having an alabaster box of ointment of spikenard very precious. And she brake the box and poured it on his head. And there were some that had indignation within themselves, and said, Why was this waste of the ointment made? For it might have been sold for more than 300 pence, and have been given to the poor. And they murmured against her. And Jesus said, Let her alone. Why trouble ye her? She hath wrought a good work on me. For ye have the poor with you always, and whensoever ye will, ye may do them good. But me ye have not always. She hath done what she could. She is come aforehand to anoint my body to the burying. Verily I say unto you, wheresoever this gospel shall be preached throughout the whole world, this that also she have done shall be spoken of a memorial for her.
Right. So we are doing as the scriptures have ordained us to do. And we're going to go ahead and probably after this break bread. And with that, we say shalom.